Now we're going to go into some counters. These are defensive techniques that you can use against punch. But first, let's review a few things about the basic counter. Remember, as always, good posture, good stance, hands up at all times. Now when you're ready to throw the counter, you're not just sitting back and letting your hand come out. When you counter, your entire body is going in. Even though you may not be the first person to initiate the attack, you're definitely the person who goes in the most. So when you want to do a counter punch, start with your knees bent, and when you step in big, step in aggressively. Throw your counter reverse punch, and both your legs move forward. This enables your entire body to move in. If you just move your front leg, you're not getting nearly as much distance. See, this only moves me up a little bit, but if I move both legs in, I get that much more distance. It's that much better of counter. If you see against Amy, if she were to throw just a jab to my face, a Kizamizuki, and I just stay here, it could be anybody's point. It could be hers, it could be mine. But if I step in more than she does, it makes my technique that much better. This way. I've covered more distance. My punch is stronger. I'll probably get the point. So let's do our first counter technique. First one is if a reverse punch comes to your body, you're going to block and punch at the same time. As you see that reverse punch coming in, or Gyakuzuki, you're going to step in big. Block and Gyakuzuki at the same time. Remember to step in big. Throw your body into your punch. So very slowly, Amy's going to start to initiate the Gyakuzuki, but I'm going to beat her, and I'm going to step in a lot stronger, bigger, with both legs. This way. Make sure you block. If you don't block, she might be first. She'll probably get the point. So make sure you're blocking and punching at the same time. This way. Just try it a little faster. And! 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 Good. So now I've explained to you the basic concept of moving your body in as soon as you see that attack coming. That'll make for a good counter punch. There's also another way to do a counter punch. If the punch is already on its way out, you have nowhere else to go but back. So take a small step back, not too far, block that punch, and come immediately back in with your own punch. So the punch is probably going to reach your stomach. That's where they're intending it to hit. So just move slightly out of that range, block, and counter. So watch slowly with Amy. She's going to punch to my body. This is her target. So I'm going to get slightly out of her range, block straight down. Don't worry about doing a real down block or gedanbarai. Just block straight down. One more time. Straight down. And immediately come back in. This time I'm going to the face, jodan. Watch again slowly. Come straight down and back in. Let's try. And! So slightly back, but way in, and score that jodan gyakuzuki. Good. Now using that same concept, we can switch our hands around. Use your back hand to block, and use your front hand to counter. So with this technique, jab is coming to the face, Kizamizuki. Use your back hand, which is naturally back here, to block your face, and then immediately see that my front hand hasn't moved. Come in to the Kizami. So even though the attack comes, this hand stays up here. Block and jab. So watch slowly. Kizami is coming to the face. Okay, this is where she wants to score. But I'm going to step slowly, not slowly, I'm going to step out of her range just slightly and come back with my own Kizami. Watch slowly, one more time. Block and come right back. It's important to stay down on this technique. You might have a tendency to bring your hips up. Try to get out of the way. Try not to do that. Stay low and just move slightly back out of the range. Slightly back, this way. Use your hands to move that punch out of the way. And then you're ready to spring in with your own punch. Okay, let's try. And then hands up after. Good. You may come across someone else who has good timing as well, a really strong gyakuzuki. So there's a lot of chances that you might reverse punch or gyakuzuki at the same time. When that happens, don't stop. You need to follow up with something afterwards. You can pick your own favorite technique and have that always in the back of your mind. After the gyakuzuki, you're going to follow up with something else. For example, we're both going to come in at the same time, gyakuzuki, but it's uncertain who's going to get the point. I'm going to follow up with my own technique afterwards. It can be anything. It can be a single technique, it can be a kick, it can be a double technique. It's up to you. So again, slowly, we're going to come in together, reverse punch, and I can follow up with whatever I want. So let's practice. Good. Always be ready to follow up. Never let your guard down. Even if you thought you scored the point, put your hands right back up and be ready to go again. So now you have some ideas as how to defend yourself against a punch technique. But what about kicks? A lot of people have really good unomashi kicks nowadays. So you need to know how to defend around that. The thing about the hook kick is that it wraps around. So it's very important that you block big. Don't just put your hand at the side of your face. You need to put that arm out there and make sure that their foot is not going to reach your face. So for example, when the kick is coming to the open side of your face, take a small step out with your front leg and block as big as you can and as far back as you can. This way. If you block here, your ear and the back of your head is still open. So block back and away. From this angle, step slightly out and block big. Notice that my backhand didn't move because it's ready to counter immediately. So Amy's going to kick slowly first so that you can see how I'm blocking against the hook kick to the open side of my body. Block big and counter. One more time. Block big and counter. Even if she tries to wrap that foot around, you're blocking big and not allowing her foot to get close to your face. Let's try a few times. And you can score to the body or the face with your counter punch. Good. Now let's practice blocking the other side of our face. So when the kick comes and wants to wrap around your back side, take a small step out with your back leg and remember to block big. Block far back too. Block the side of your face. And then counter comes straight in to the body or the face. So take that small step out with your back leg, block big, it's most important, and then come in with the counter. Let's try slowly. Okay, so the kick is coming to the back side. Block big and counter. Usually when a person's back is exposed to you, the head is a great place to score to. Of course back is also, but you need to control. Let's try one more time. And counter. Okay, let's try a little faster now. another idea when a kick comes to your face. For example, if the moashigeri comes to the open side of your body, you should use that energy to defend against your opponent. So, the kick is coming here. Block, of course. You must always block your face. But at the same time, start to step out with your back leg. So as you're blocking, start to step out with your back leg, grab their foot, and then from here, take down. So from here, kick is coming to the open side. Block first, that's the most important thing. But start to move your back leg out, grab the leg, and take down. I'm going to show it slowly with Amy. So kick is coming to the open side of my face. Lock. See how I'm starting to move my leg? While I'm moving, I grab for control of her body. And this is the leg that's going to take her down. It's going to reach behind her calf. So afterwards, to score the point, turn her over and score. Let's try again. Slowly. Kick is coming to the open side. Lock. Start to move your body in a circle, a tight circle, using the energy of her roundhouse kick. And continue in that circle. Take her down. Throw her over so that she can't punch or kick. And score for the 3-point technique. Let's try. Before we start, let me reiterate. Use the energy of her roundhouse kick. Don't stop midway. Once you start moving in this technique, you want to follow it through all the way to the end. Let's try again. Keep going with the energy of her roundhouse kick. If you weren't there, her roundhouse kick would just go all the way through. Use that energy to spin her and take her down. Good. One more time. Good. A couple things to reiterate about this technique. First of all, when the kick is coming, use that momentum to take them down. It's not all about your personal strength. You want to use the kick's momentum against your opponent so that you can take them down easier. Also, once you have them on the ground, they're lying on their back, they still have 4 limbs to punch, kick, whatever, to defend themselves. You want to immobilize them. That is why you have to turn them over and score to their back. So watch. First thing, use her momentum to take her down. And then once you're here, turn her over as strongly as you can so that she can't score with anything, her arms nor her legs. Then you can score easier.